started calling around and asked who could restore it. Kate's boyfriend was the one that everyone suggested. So I took it up to his place, and interesting enough, I told my mom, I don't think we can get it done, Mom. It's going to take too much time, too much money. So 525 hours later, and we had the boat restored and had a surprise Christmas party for her. Where we put the boat in the garage, and she was in the house with family and friends. And then one of her friends acted as if she was having a crisis. My mom's a psychotherapist, like a counselor, maybe. And then she went in the room with this lady to talk with her, and then I took all the friends from the inside the party out into the garage, brought everyone that was outside the house, and put them in the garage, and then went and knocked on the door, my mom's door, and that was the sign to this lady who was acting like she had a crisis, that everyone was in place. Everyone was in the garage. We wheeled the boat in, about 50, 75 people in the garage, and then got my mom. She came out and said, where is everyone? So we looked in every room, and then we so, well, let's look in the garage. So we looked in the garage, and she came out and saw all these people, and there was the Sandra, which of course is named after her. It was the last boat my grandfather built before he and my grandmother were killed in a plane crash, which my mom saw happen.
Wow.
So
She was young then? Or?
She was, how old was Mom? 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
And she was the only one there at the airplane in an airport, like a small runway, when they crashed. And so you can imagine how important it was to restore this boat.
Right.
It's the connection to her grandparents. So I took my mom down the river last summer.
Wow.
In 2010. So.
On your website, there was another video, like a grandpa, grandson thing. Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably. I mean, they've done a lot of videos. So, restoring the boat's been a lifetime dream. We run it on 3 trips now through Grand Canyon. Her last trip was in the 1969, I believe, and she was being trailered home on a trailer to Flagstaff, and a semi sideswiped the trailer, and the boat fell off on the highway and went into the desert, so it cracked it up pretty good. And then it was put out in this guy's barn, lean-to barn, no sides to it, just poles and a roof.
Right.
40 something years.
Wow.
And then that's when we, in 2000, restored it. 525 hours later. We thought it'd take about 125 hours.
Wow.
It took about 525 hours.
Now you said Kate's boyfriend has a lot of knowledge about this type of thing.
Absolutely.
And you must too, right? If you want to put your hand in it.
Well, I'm learning more. You know, my so-called expertise is more in rowing. He is a dory builder and has been for 35 years. He runs dories down here, and he runs this boat in August, on the August trip. Andy Hutchison's his name, a fine fella, great guy. He and Kate make a good couple, good people, but he rows it then, and so she rows on 3 Grand Canyon trips a summer for canyoneers, and you know, the history's alive and well.
Right.
Of course, Norm Neville's, my grandfather, was the first commercial river runner. In 1936, he took his first paying passengers down the San Juan River. 1938, he took the first commercial trip down Grand Canyon. Took 2 women, Alzada Clover and Lois Jotter, down here. The first to take women successfully down Grand Canyon. That launched his river running career, Neville's expedition, which later turned to Mexican Hat expeditions after my grandparents were killed for 10 years. Then my uncle Gaylord Stavely took over the company in 1957, and in 1969, we ran our last cataract boat trip and changed over to big boats, the big motorboats that you see. And Gaylord really made the company viable, profitable, viable. And so today it's called Canyoneers. I feel very fortunate to...
So your uncle owns the company?
Uncle Gaylord Stavely and Aunt Joy Stavely. Very close family. And love them very much, and I'm honored and appreciative that I get to row the San Diego here. So, wonderful thing. So we stayed at Garnett Camp last night, a couple miles above Ellis Cabin, which is down here downstream on the left-hand side, about mile 116. We'll hike up to that. There's a nice waterfall there, wading pool. And we'll head down to Blacktail Canyon later this afternoon, and then hit some rapids and such.